to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to fetch background location for Android in a native Android app with Kotlin. Now if you remember, I have already made a video about this, like how to get background location or how to send data from service to an activity. So I think I have already two video about this, but I think I did a major mistake in those two videos. The first mistake which I did was in my, if you remember, I made a video on how to send data from service to activity. In that video there was an issue in the logic of stopping the service would never stop. So that was the first issue. And the second issue was suppose you don't have your GPS enabled, and if you try to enable the user's GPS, I would redirect the users to the settings. So if you remember, the logic was something like this. So remembers the setting, but the problem with this approach is that there is no callback for you. If you want to know whether the user has enabled the settings, then you will have to inside your on resume you will have to add that logic, like okay, check whether everything has been granted or not. So something like this, check whether this thing has happened or not. And I think that is a little bad approach. Even for other apps which I have noticed, like no one redirects you to the settings. They will always ask you, always present you with a dialog to enable GPS. So that thing also I want to rectify in this video. So yeah, let's get started. So first I will show you the output. So here I have two start and stop button. So if I click on the start button now, it will obviously ask me for the permission. I will give it the permission. Then here you will see, so this is the dialog which I was talking about. This I was not showing previously. So I will just click on OK, and then you should be able to see that okay, inside my toast I am displaying the latitude and longitude, and again the latitude and longitude is not correct because I don't want to give out my real location. I will show you what like I'm just taking the last 3 digits of my latitude and longitude. So here I will show you what I will make the code changes in front of you so that you can get the exact latitude and longitude as well. But here you can see that inside the notification my service is running, location service is running. Now if I click on the stop button, so here you can see it has disappeared. Now if I again click on the start button, and if I go over here, so here you can see the location is still starting. Now I will just click on the stop button. So here you can see it has stopped. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get started. And I won't explain in much detail because I have already explained it multiple times, but the new changes I will definitely explain. So here, as you can see, I have created a native Android application, and first you will have to go to Android manifest and add this all permission. I think this is a new permission which was introduced in Android U. So yeah, that's why I have added this permission, because I was testing this in the emulator and it suddenly crashed for me. So that's why I have added this permission. And here you just have to add this service class as well, because we want to continuously track the user's background location. Then I have created an extension class, and here I am just asking for access fine and access course location, and if you are above Android T, I am also asking for the post notification permission. Then inside the default location client, here you can see that I'm implementing this interface. So I have two interfaces. One is this get location client, which will help us to get the location update as well as if there is any location exception, and also this location callback, which will help us to send data from a service to activity, because our service will actually have the latitude and longitude and not our activity, just to maintain clean code architecture. So now coming back to default location client, here you can see I'm using the get location updates, and here I'm checking whether location permission is granted or not. If yes, then I'm doing a location manager, and from that I'm getting the GPS provider as well as the network provider. If both are disabled, then throw an exception. If one of them is available, then we can get this priority, high accuracy, and set interval. You can set it whatever you want to. I'll just remove this unwanted code, like this was just part of my debugging. Okay, so here next we have the location callback, which will help us to fetch the actual location and send it to our service. And here we are requesting our location updates, and if there is some and here we are removing the location updates, as you are aware. Next, inside location app, I have just created a application class, and here I am just adding this notification channel thing, which should be present for Android O and above. And also inside Android manifest, I am referencing our location app as well. Next, inside location service, here you can see first we have defined our coroutine scope, then we are creating our various location client. This is for location callback, and the local binder is for starting the service and stopping the service as well. Here we are setting our interface for location callback. Here we are initializing location client, and once the start button is pressed, this on start command is called, and what happens is we are calling the start method. Here you can see we are building our notification, we are making our system service as well, and here you will get the actual location as well. Now here if you remember, I was just taking the last 3 digits, so you don't need this, you don't need this as well. So I will just clean it up. I think, yeah, that should be fine. And here we are just as you can see, here I am sending the location, latitude and longitude back to the main activity as well, and this is for displaying inside the notification. And here we are starting our foreground service, and on destroy we are just cancelling our service scope. Now coming back to the main activity, here I am first defining a mutable list of access file, access codes and push notification permission. Then we are using a register for activity result, because once the permission has been granted, we will check whether the GPS has been enabled or not. If yes, then start the location. If not, then go to check location settings. So here you can see we have to again do this. So this is kind of like duplicate code. This is, I think, a little bit duplicate code which I have used. I am not sure how to make it more simpler, because if you remember, we are using this request for accessing the GPS, as well as we were using this inside our default location client as well. So I'm not really sure. If you have a better way, do let me know in the comments. But because we require this add location request for this location settings request dot builder as well, and once we display like this, will help us to automatically display the settings GPS dialog to the user. And once the user has accepted it, we will if the user has not accepted it, we will come over here. If the user has accepted it, then do nothing, and yeah, that's it. Okay, and if you see over here, once this is called, it will go over here. So once it is correctly utilized, once the user has given a thumbs up or yes, then we will call start location. And here you can see we are just starting this service again. And here I have just created a variable for location service, and here I am just checking with the help of this variable whether the service has started or not. And here you can see this is for on service connected and on service disconnected. And inside on create, I have just created a set click listener for our 2 buttons, and here I am just launching the required permission thing. If permission is already granted, then the service will be start, and this is used for stopping the service. So I think this is a better code as compared to what I have used in my last video. And this callback will be called every time there has been a location update, and this will be called from the service. Again, you don't need this, so you can just completely remove this code as well if you don't want to add this bit of code. And you can also remove this latitude and longitude as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.